In the Dogon village of Komakan, in Mali, preparations are underway for a rare event, the village Dama. Damas can be held only after a good harvest, and in this environment, that doesn't happen very often. The Dama is a mask festival that honors deceased elders. It is more than a celebration. The Dama is a door to Dogon manhood. To wear a mask and dance at a Dama is what every boy lives for. Without the Dama, young men can feel suspended between boyhood and manhood. This is the case for Atame Dogolo Sai, who is 29 but doesn't yet consider himself a man.
If you're not initiated, you're not a whole man. You're thought to be a bit like a woman. That's why the Dama is so important to us.
Atame is from another Dogon village, where his grandfather is the oldest man in the village, the revered keeper of the masks. It's his responsibility to determine the timing of the Dama, but there's a conflict. Some years ago, a spirit told the village fortune teller that the next Dama would herald the grandfather's death. The last Dama in Atame's village was 20 years ago. Back in Komakan, the whirring song of the bull roarer announces that the celebrations will soon begin. Meanwhile, Atame decides to act. He asks the fortune teller to contact the spirit that seems to have condemned him to eternal childhood. The old man is the village shaman, and the figure who predicts the future with him is the pale fox. The shaman draws patterns in the sand for the divination. The elusive pale fox emerges in the cool of the night. Looks like he may have his answer. Atame, the shaman says, will be part of a Dama with thousands. Back in Komakan, the new day heralds the start of the ceremony that Atame can only dream of. Every household offers millet to thank the spirits. The old men of Komakan lead the dancing, showing the youngsters how it's done. Atame may have the fox's blessing, but he still has to persuade his grandfather. Atame knows his quest will benefit all the young men in his village. He implores his grandfather to initiate the Dama. Eventually, the old man relents, even though it may seal his fate. The Dama, however, will not be this year for Atame's village.
Even though the Dama is not this year, it will come. I will be allowed to dance. I'm so happy.
This year, Atame ground the millet for a Dama. Next year, it might be him behind the mask.